Hi, I'm Joe Green.
And I'm Jason Richter.
And we're here with another cigar review from the members at Mickey Blake's. Mickey Blake's is located at 50 Spring Street in Southington, Connecticut. Offers a well-apportioned humidor and a lavish lounge, both private and public. So today we're looking at the La Coneja from the Wynwood Cigar Company. Wynwood Cigar Company is located and named after the Wynwood Art District in Miami. And it's got a pretty interesting background story, right?
Yeah, it definitely does. Robert Caldwell, who's the owner of Wynwood Cigars, wanted to kind of bring a little unique twist on the typical cigar and the whole typical cigar factory. His factory is located, like you said, down in the Art District. Factory is decorated with all kinds of fine art. They have a lot of art shows, a lot of interesting stuff going on all the time down there. It's definitely not your typical factory where guys are just sitting around rolling cigars.
So it's got this artsy kind of hip vibe to it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And I hate to use the word hip, but I think that describes it fairly.
It does, it really does. He was kind of a hip guy, so to speak. He was a super nice guy. He was in here at Mickey Blake's a couple of weeks ago and took some time and sat and talked with me a little bit about his brand. I think this brand is really, really unique in the way they roll their cigars, the way they ship out the cigars immediately. It's a concept called factory fresh.
Factory fresh. So they're rolled, boxed, and boom, out like that?
The very same day. Typically, cigars are kind of rolled and put off to age for a little bit before they ship out, where Robert and the guys down at Wynwood, they roll their cigars, package them, ship them the very same day. So they are from rolling table to store within days.
And I think it's ground shipped, right? There's something where he's opposed to the air shipment process.
Absolutely. He doesn't like the way that the pressure changes the cigar and whatnot. And because they're factory fresh rolled, he wants it right in the shop as soon as possible with as little kind of interference from the elements as possible.
Interesting. So one of the effects of that, if I understand, and I've experienced it a little bit smoking a few of these, is that from smoking a cigar the day it shows up in your B&M to 2-3 weeks to a month, 2 months later, you actually get a noticeable amount of flavor evolution. It's a changing thing.
Absolutely. Instead of it changing kind of in the factory and you getting a finished product where it's not going to have a whole lot of alteration and changes in the flavor, it changes as it sits in the shop. You smoke a cigar the day it comes in, it's not going to be that same flavor when you smoke it 2-3 weeks down the road. It's pretty interesting.
That is pretty cool. And this, we should mention, I think it's very important that Robert Caldwell is in partnership with Christian Ioria of Camacho and now Asylum fame, who is a man who has...
Hey, pronounce Christian Arroyo.
Yeah, I know he did that.
Really goofy.
He said Christian Area or something like that.
Areola or something, I don't know.
Did I?
Christian Areola.
Christian Arroyo.
I think I say Eroya. Or I might have said Eroya.
No, you were way off.
Yeah, it wasn't like that. So next time, make sure to say it again.
You want to go back to
Christian
you want to do the brand again?
Okay. We had a hard time with that one. I don't
Why?
know. We want to go back.
Should only be easier than next
you
time.
sure you want to go back?
You ready?
You sure you want to go back there?
Yeah, let's go for it. Okay. I think we should definitely mention that Robert Caldwell is working with Christian Arroyo in this particular endeavor, and that definitely brings a lot of weight to the brand itself, because Arroyo's got huge experience going back to Camacho and has had a lot of success with the CLE and Asylum brands, which are all part of, I believe it's called Tabacalerias Unidas, under which all of these brands are sort of functioning.
Yeah, I know that Robert had mentioned that he had become personal friends with Christian Arroyo a long time ago and had been wanting to work together for a while, and this gave them the opportunity to kind of do something new with this whole factory fresh idea.
And I think it's working out very well.
Fucking fantastic. Yeah, let's take a look at the cigar. This particular cigar, the La Coneja, it's constructed a 30% Honduran Corojo de Hero. It's got 60% Nicaraguan Habano Seco and 10% Peruvian Paleo de Oro.
So, complex, to say the least.
Extremely.
A lot of flavors going on. What are you getting?
I'm definitely getting a lot of nuts in this. It's really extremely smooth. Little bit of pepper, like you said, they describe it as a white pepper, and I think I would tend to agree with that.
Getting the nose more than
Definitely through the nose.
Yep.
Definitely more pepper through the nose than on my tongue. But it's really pleasant. Extremely well balanced. I think it's a terrific cigar.
And of course, as we said, these are probably about 3-4 weeks old. I would estimate this particular box.
I believe so. Each box is dated. They date and stamp each box the day that they were rolled, so that you know exactly when they were on the table. And it's kind of fun to take a look at those and look through the humidor and kind of pick which one you want and
Yep.
and notice the flavor differences and.
Yeah, so it adds a whole new dimension to the experience, the smoking experience, because most people are used to thinking, well, if I pick something up from a B&M, pull it out of the box, it's going to smoke like X, and we think of aging as a process that takes place over 2, 3, 5, 10 years or more. But you can notice something like this over a relatively short period.
Absolutely, it's like watching it's something in a fast motion film. You get to smoke one today and come back next week and smoke it and immediately taste a significant difference in the cigar.
And I got to say, even though we often rave about the benefits of aging, and many people online will kind of talk about how great a cigar gets as it ages, these right out of the box have some very unique flavors, great complexity, but still can be very smooth. There are certain merits to smoking a cigar that is, as they say, factory fresh.
Absolutely, there's no harshness at all. You'd almost, when I first heard of the concept, I was kind of leery of it. I was like, you got to be kidding me! How can you roll a cigar on Monday, have me smoking it Friday, and me not taste some sort of, acrid ammonia? But I get absolutely none of that with this. They pre-age their tobacco, so that part is already done. It's just a really, really interesting process.
And so it actually separates the process of aging the leaves, standalone leaves, versus the rolled cigar, and you get to taste that aging process for the cigar itself with the leaves already properly aged.
Absolutely.
Very interesting experiment. All right, so obviously, like any other cigar, this is going to be available in a few different sizes. We are smoking the 52x6. It's also available in a 46 by 5 3/4, a 50 by 5 3/4, and a 60 by 6. And they're going to have some decent variations in flavor.
Absolutely. Price range wise, these range from about $10.50 up to $13 or so, $12.50, $13. A little bit pricey, but I don't. For the experience you're getting, when you're talking about rolling a cigar and shipping it right to us, especially considering that it's done here in the States, I don't think it's unreasonable at all.
Yeah, and and listen, the $10 to $13 range is a pretty competitive space, but this is a very competitive cigar. It's got a lot of good flavor complexity, and you get to play, as we've said, with that whole sampling them over a few weeks and really noticing flavor evolution. I think it's well worth the money.
I couldn't agree more. I know that everybody here at the club has kind of embraced them, and we've gone pretty Wynwood nuts.
Great. Okay, so we should talk about pairings a little bit, and this is kind of a tricky pair for me because I'm a big Scotch and cognac drinker, and I don't think this would work overly well with a Scotch or a bourbon or a cognac, and that leaves me at a little bit of a loss because that's one of my kind of go-to sets of drinks. I think sweetness would definitely be helpful. So something like maybe a port if you're a wine person. If you're a soda guy, this should be pretty easy, or girl. Like something like a root beer or anything that adds sweetness like that to kind of offset some of the little bit more spicy saltiness, which is definitely present in this cigar. Like we said, not overly peppery, a little bit on the retrohale, but
no, I completely agree. There's not a lot of sweetness involved with this cigar, which is not a bad thing. But it definitely, you're going to want to pair it with something that's going to give you a little bit of sugar.
Yep, and I would say if you're going to look to beer, I'd have to go with probably lighter ales, even lagers, depending on what your drinking preferences are. If you're more of a heavy ale, IPA guy, I don't know how that's going to work, and I don't see it working very well with dark, heavy wines like porters or stouts. I think something like, but maybe golden ales or some of the sweeter stuff from the smaller brands where they do lower alcohol content but sweeter, kind of lighter flavors. I think that would work well because this is not, I wouldn't call it an overly bold cigar in terms of flavor. Would you?
Not necessarily, no. I'm picking up a lot. It's funny when you smell this thing. I pick up a lot more pepper on the foot of the cigar than I really do in my mouth.
And in the retrohale,
And in
you
the
get a ton of
retrohale,
it
yeah.
too. Yeah, so it's definitely more in the nose. And there are some really good floral accents, and those tend to work well with lighter ales and even white wines. I have trouble saying that because that's a risky pairing sometimes. But I think a white wine might work pretty well with this.
Me, I'm always a coffee and root beer kind of guy when it comes to cigars. So I would really venture to say that this goes great with a cup of coffee.
I agree with you. I think every cigar goes great with a cup of coffee.
Yeah, can't go wrong with that.
All right. Or even tea. This is a kind of cigar that might work well with tea.
I think that would be probably interesting. I haven't tried it yet, but now I want to.
Lemonade or even an iced tea would probably work pretty well also.
Arnold Palmer.
Yeah, but try different things. Let us know. Again, we always like to hear your opinion. So comment on the video, Facebook, anywhere that you kind of pick up a really good pairing, let us know. So also available from Wynwood are a few other cigars that are worth checking out as well, and we'll probably touch on them in future reviews. There is another one called the Granada, which is similar, at least in label appearance, to this one. I think we got a white footband on here and a red footband on the Granada. Granada, a little more Ligero, a little more punch, and they also have a 15+1, I think it's called.
Right, 15+1.
Which has some other very interesting definitive flavors. You're going to notice that one because it's only got a little blue footband. But we'll look at those, I think, coming up in some further reviews because they definitely merit some time of their own.
Yeah, I'll say if you smoke this and find that you enjoy it but want a little bit more kick, try the Granada. It's loaded with Ligero and it's a powerhouse.
Definitely packs a punch. And we're here from Mickey Blake's. Don't forget to like Mickey Blake's on Facebook. You should love Mickey Blake's on Facebook. But you can just like Mickey Blake's on Facebook. Follow our YouTube channel and follow us on Twitter. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time. Hi, I'm Joe Green.
I'm Jason Richter.
Hold on, there's some asshole in the background making a bunch of fucking noise.
Was he popping or was that?
Take two. What was that?
That was the clacker.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the click clack. Oh, I got you. Yeah. Connecticut on 55 Queen Street. You can also visit us on the web.
It's 50.
Is it 50 or 55?
No, it's 50.
Take three.
Take three. Wait, isn't it Spring Street? Yeah,
50 Spring Street.
That's
yeah.
what I said. Yeah.
No, you said Queen Street.
Did I say Queen Street?
Yeah.
I'm all fucked up. All right. Take 7.
Hi, I'm Joe Green.
And I'm Jason Richter.
And we're here with another cigar review from the members of Mickey Blake's. Mickey Blake's is located at 50 Spring Street in Southington, Connecticut.
I gotta do it again.
Really?
Yeah, because you fucking made me laugh. You just took that one over. Okay, go with. No,
Well,
go with that. Go with
I
that.
did it the last time.
Yeah, go with that.
All right, one more time.